Cheerleading. Hey, we've all seen it. We've seen those cheerleading competitions. We've seen cheerleaders at all kinds of major sports. A lot of people say it's a fun activity. Other people today say it's a real sport. Well, you realize this, and this is probably going to come as a little bit of a surprise. When it comes to bad injuries, catastrophic injuries, injuries involving brain damage, injuries involving spinal cord injury, and high school sports, the majority of those kinds of injuries, 65%, occur in cheerleading. In college, 70% of the severe catastrophic injuries occur in cheerleading. Now, why does that happen? It happens because cheerleading isn't just a bunch of pom-poms today. Cheerleading is a very athletic undertaking involving all kinds of stunts, people being thrown 20 feet into the air, building human pyramids, and a number of things in which, unfortunately, someone can fall and get badly hurt. And that brings us to our discussion today here on our weekly Law Talk discussions. What is going on with regard to people suing as a result of a severe injury? What kind of recourse, what kind of case does somebody have in the event that they are injured in a cheerleading activity? And, believe it or not, they have generally a very little opportunity to sue anyone. And why is that the case? That's the case because most school districts, particularly on the high school level, have some form of immunity that prevents anybody who is out there involved in a sanctioned sporting activity from suing the school district. In Texas, you can only sue a school district if they, the school district, are responsible for a vehicular accident or violate the Constitution. Well, that obviously doesn't happen in a cheerleading activity. So many times it's very difficult to sue the school district, and many times it's almost impossible to sue those other individuals who were at fault. Let's say the person who was there and was responsible for catching someone who was being thrown 20 feet into the air fails to do that. Hey, can you sue that guy or gal? Well, there was recently a case in Wisconsin, a little earlier this year, that found that cheerleading is a contact sport. What does that mean? It means that, like football, like boxing, like basketball, it's a sport where you know you're going to have contact with other people. And when you engage in a sport like football, you know that you're going to get hit. You know you're going to get banged up a bit. And when you do that sport, you have given essentially consent. There's an implied consent that you will engage in that kind of conduct. And therefore, if somebody hits you, you fall down, you break an arm or a leg, well, you've given consent to that kind of contact and you can't sue them. As a result of this case in Wisconsin, finding that cheerleading is a contact sport, that means that the people who do suffer injury can't sue those individuals who may have messed up on the routine, allowing them to fall. Now, why do we bring this to you today? Because we bring to you those evolving areas in the law. Sometimes there aren't immediate answers. And in this particular instance, there are no immediate answers, but many people view it as a problem, as something that's kind of flying under the radar. We're having a lot of these catastrophic injuries to kids, primarily young females, and there seems to be very little they can do. But we're going to see the law start to change. And one of the organizations that increasingly is having a finger pointed at them is an organization that runs the majority, almost all, the cheerleading camps in the country. And it's thought that they are teaching people some routines that are a little beyond their ability, and therefore they are at fault for some of these injuries. At least that's the argument of some people. Okay. That's the problem that exists today. We bring this to you today because you're going to be seeing more and more cases involving this. We've given you a heads up so you'll know as the law evolves and as you read about this stuff in the paper why it's taking place. We do this so you can be informed, and we do this every week, bringing you a case so you can better understand the law. I'm David Allen.